As I've gotten older, I've come to realize something. So often we talk about saving faith. I don't know where you're at in your faith journey, where you are online, where you're on your faith journey, but if you haven't trusted Jesus, you need to. There's saving faith. That's the inception. That's being born again. But the question is, do I walk by faith after I've trusted Jesus and not by sight? In other words, do I walk trusting God, hearing the truth, responding to the truth with all of my heart, and then doing what's right? Do I do that? And as I've gotten older, and I've pastored now for over 30 years, I've had a front row seat into a lot of people's lives. And what I've discovered is this, is that you and I will be tested and challenged to see if you and I really do trust God, if we are really going to walk by faith. And Psalm 115 has just become so endearing. People say, like, what's your favorite verse? Oh, John 3:16. Oh, okay. When does it go beyond John 3:16? And Psalm 115 has become more and more precious to me because as you walk with Jesus longer, the real question is, will you walk by faith? Will you keep trusting God? Will you really see Him as your sufficiency? Will you look back and say, I have walked with God and I've seen His hand. Can you tell it to another generation? Listen to Psalm 115. I'll just read a portion of it to you. It says, why should the nations say, where now is your God? The propaganda of the day is, where is God? God has no place in the school. God has no place in the public arena. God has no place here. Friends, God has a place everywhere. Because this whole world, who do you think made it? Not you, not me, not the U.S. government, not your local school board. God owns everything, and so we acknowledge God. Christians acknowledge God's presence, God's authority, God's greatness, God's blessing in every sector of life. But the world will tell you, as it has in the past, the mockers, the scorners, where is God? There's problems in the world. Yeah, you created them. I just love it when they say that. Oh, yeah, just go ahead, bring it on. And they attack God. But listen to this. It goes on. It says, so why should the nations, where now is your God? But our God is in the heavens, and He does whatever He pleases. Amen, and amen, and amen. The older you get, you should be able to understand in a greater way what that verse is saying.